just had the French Grand Prix in MotoGP at Le Mans. So much hype on Johann Zarco, the only Frenchman in the field. Last year he was a rookie, and he was the favorite to win here then. And you can also believe now that he is definitely the favorite now. With more experience, the pressure is on. Is it too much? Is it something that he can handle? Is it even a realistic thing with riders like Marc Marquez and Andrea Dovizioso and Ducati and Honda? So off the bat, I recognize that the Ducatis, which are known for their speed, are on the second row of the grid. So I'm wondering who's going to make that start to maybe break it up from the front. And it was Jorge Lorenzo. Jorge Lorenzo did shoot out front from 6th place or 5th place on the grid to take first by the first turn. I was just wondering how long that was going to last for, because on the Ducati it is just difficult, at least for him. And I asked everybody else this question: how long should it take before he being Jorge Lorenzo, becomes a contender on a normal basis? We haven't really seen him do much. We've seen him struggle. He gets lucky here and there. And long story short, his tires started fading with about 15 laps to go, and we find him struggling, and he just loses position, and he finishes off in the 5th or 6th spot by the end of the race. But while he is battling, Andrea Dovizioso does make a challenge and takes the lead from him, but shortly thereafter he loses the front end and he's out of the race in the blink of an eye. He didn't make any obvious mistakes, he just lost it. And shortly thereafter, Johann Zarco follows right behind him, doing the same thing, handing over an easy 25 points to Marc Marquez, which is not really needed for him, right? You need the points. He's the championship leader, he's the championship defender and contender. And after that, it really was easy from there. He just took it home. Maintained low 132s around the circuit for the whole race. He dropped into 133, 138, I think something happened. But from the beginning, from practice, from qualifying, he looked to be the winner. And the only two people that can really put up a challenge took themselves out. So with Lorenzo fading back quickly and Dovi and Zarco out of the picture, Petrucci slides into second place, followed by the Dr. Valentino Rossi, and Petrucci gives it all he has, and with about 3 or 4 laps to go, I think he finally starts realizing it's not worth the risk. He's here on a podium, a track he's never won at before, been on a podium before, so he takes his podium and he surrenders and decides to take home the second place. And I think Valentino Rossi does the same thing in third place, trying to chase Petrucci. It wasn't worth the risk to throw away the points that we were already secure to take home. Vinales was in 11th for a while. He made his way up to 8th place, which is okay. But it's not good coming from the previous year winner at this track. It's not good coming from Team Yamaha, top, notch team in MotoGP. So what riders are on factory bikes that probably need to be changed? How long does Pedrosa need to be with Honda? How long is Jorge Lorenzo going to be with Ducati? How long is Maverick Vinales going to be with Yamaha and taking the top bikes and really not pushing for the victory? So while Marc Marquez was stuck behind Jorge Lorenzo, he was honestly just being patient. He took a page out of Rossi's book and just started stalking Lorenzo, just waiting. He already knew that it was a matter of time before he came into the position to pass Lorenzo, knowing that all weekend he hasn't had the pace that Marc Marquez has had. All weekend, just Marc Marquez was in control, so he knows that with Lorenzo #1 being on soft tires, Marc Marquez being on a medium front, a hard rear, that even if Lorenzo was doing an amazing time, and eventually the tires would fade, and that would leave Marc Marquez the opportunity to pounce and take another victory. I think Honda and Marc Marquez did a great job at covering all avenues of this race, and they deserved the win. Granted, it was handed to them a little bit easier once the two people crashed. He's looking to go on to get his 6th championship. It's 3 in a row that he's had. That's 2 DNF'S for Andrea Dovizioso. That's a maximum of 50 points he's lost out on. Going into Mugello the next round, which is Rossi's home track. A lot of every Italian rider's home track. But the championship looks like this going into the next race at Mugello. And Marc Marquez will now have a commanding lead going into the next round at Mugello. We'll be looking for Valentino Rossi to try to put up some defense of his home territory. We've seen Zarco try to do it here today, and unfortunately that didn't work. I look forward to seeing you guys again June 3rd, Mugello GP, in 2 weeks' time. Until then, eat, breathe, race.